Welcome, friends. We're going to go through some more teaching, opportune time to get some lessons in. Going to make a few short videos. They do better than longer ones, maybe 5 minutes or so. We're going to continue to get vital truth across. There's always a heightened interest in end time prophecy when events heat up in the Middle East. It seems like it kind of pushes people's hot buttons, and they get interested in prophecy when things are happening related to Israel and the popular expectations of perhaps the scenario materializing that we've all been taught for so many years. You know, the rapture and beginning of the tribulation. So there's a heightened interest right now because of current events, and so this is an opportune time to get some solid Bible teaching in on the true end time. Now, we give a perspective that is unknown to most people because the vast majority of evangelicals have bought into a popular theory of end time prophecy called Scofield Darbyism. Now, you may not believe that, but it's the truth anyway, and anybody that does any real study from an academic point of view, why they soon realize that I know what I'm talking about and it's the truth. But the vast majority of Americans over the last 75, 100 years, our whole generation, have been taught a theory of the end time prophecy. And it's called dispensational premillennialism or Scofield Darbyism. Now, some people don't like this to be addressed, but that's just tough because we deal with reality here. And if you don't want to hear the truth, then of course you have the option not to listen. But we're gonna get to the cut to the chase here and get to the basics of the truth here, because it's all a truth. It's all a conflict between light and darkness, between truth and error, between confusion and clarity in what the Bible really teaches about the end time. Now, in order to break this down in simple teaching, we just go to concepts, basic concepts. Everybody believes in a future 7-year tribulation. Well, that's Darbyism. So we could ask our friends, where did Jesus say anything about the existence of a 7-year tribulation? He didn't. What about the New Testament? Where do we find it mentioned? Now, it's important because there's such a preconception here that people read. You know, you can read the Bible 100 times. Some people can read the book of Revelation 100 times and still see a 7-year tribulation period in it, when if they would take the rosy tinted glasses of Scofield Darbyism off their face and read the book with an open mind, they would realize it's not even mentioned. So that's the gestalt that we're talking about. That's the preconceived mindset that captivates the masses today. So we're going to break that all down and show the truth. So we go to Daniel's prophecy of the 70 weeks. It's a very important prophecy. Classic Darbyism is based on a novel theory of interpreting the 70 weeks invented in the 19th century by a British individual named Sir Robert Anderson. His theory underlies every bit of the popular mindset mentality of end time prophecy. And so we break that all down. Now, if we have an alternative. Now, the Wesleyan alternative is a totally different. We come at this totally differently. So the Darbyites are going to, do a number of bricking and a batten. When they meet our teaching, they can't comprehend it, and they're in a gestalt, see, a mindset, a blockage, so they're going to have trouble with us because they can't understand us because they're coming from their Darbyism. But we're going to back out of all that from an academic point of view and cut to the chase and tell the truth. It all depends on who is the divinely intended covenant maker of Daniel's 70th week, Christ or Antichrist. Now, Darbyism or dispensationalism has put all of its eggs in one basket to bet on the idea of a future Antichrist being the covenant maker of the 70th week. Well, that's a hoax. But they follow Sir Robert Anderson's theory, see, to derive that. Well, Sir Robert Anderson was academically mistaken, see, and we have all the technicality, we have all the academics behind us to prove that. And of course, that's too deep for most people, and we're not going to go there, but we have all that academics to clearly demonstrate that Sir Robert Anderson his theory was just a hoax. He misinterpreted. And it's very deceptive. See, it's the strong delusion that God said he would send people to believe a lie. It's a lie to teach that the Antichrist is covenant maker of the 70th week. Now, again, you have to do some honest, open-minded study, and we have that, and it's right in our books, and we can't reproduce technical stuff here. You wouldn't follow or understand it anyway. It's a waste of time, but you can read it if you're interested in the truth. The truth is there to be had. So we're not going to back down to these Darbyites. We're going to slam jam them in their place to point out their heresy. They're just delusional, see. The truth is that Jesus Christ is the divinely intended covenant maker of the 70th week. Now that pulls the rug out from under the nonsense of the 7th week being a future 7-year tribulation with the Antichrist making and breaking the peace deal. That's just baloney, fiction. And we just pull the rug out from under that when we come back to the concept, the foundational concept of Jesus Christ as the covenant maker of the 70th week. Now that's where we have to start, see. That's our place to start. And of course Wesley believed that, the church for 1800 years believed that. Now this is the first video just to focus on the question, because the question determines everything else. Who is the divinely intended covenant maker of the 7th week? The dispensationalists erroneously say a future Roman Antichrist, following the hoax, academic hoax of Sir Robert Anderson's theory of interpreting the 70 weeks. That's been exploded by scholars, us and others. So if you want to really know the truth, you got to come to grips with the hoax of Sir Robert Anderson's theory and realize you've been deceived, fed a line of disquietly deluding misnomers and swallowing that nonsense, hook, line, and sinker. We come back to see Christ, and then we can unfold the truth, see, from that point. And this will conclude our first video. Join us for the next video in just a few minutes.